Well, this is Craig Patrick at Fox 13 News, Tampa Bay. Senate Minority Whip Senator Dick Durbin, thank you for joining us.
It's good to be with you, Craig.
The CDC guidelines state close contacts of those infected with COVID-19 should stay home for 14 days, regardless of whether they tested negative. Under the CDC guidance, Vice President Pence should still be in quarantine, and by extension, Senator Harris should not be with him in the same room, regardless of a plexiglass barrier or social distancing. And my question is, since following the guidance of CDC and scientists is at the core of the Biden-Harris messaging, why is Senator Harris even there?
Well, of course, she asked for special precautions, the plexiglass. There was some resistance from the vice president's office, but I understand they've reached an agreement that there will be that physical separation between them. I can count on the fact that Kamala will be wearing a mask, entering and leaving this opportunity. I don't know what the vice president's position is on masking at this point. And the tests go on, and as they should, of the Vice President Biden as well as Kamala Harris, to make certain that they don't test positive and that they can continue very carefully their schedule.
Knowing that under CDC guidelines, the vice president should still be in quarantine, would you feel comfortable personally spending 90 minutes in a room with him?
Well, if we are divided by a plexiglass shield, if we're careful not to maintain social distances and to wear masks as prescribed, yes, I would be. I think I would be open to that idea. We should all use an abundance of care. When the president has this return to the White House, and we wish him a speedy recovery, of course, First Lady as well, but when he has this return to this White House and does an Evita performance, ripping off his mask at the top of the balcony steps, that sends a message across America. Don't take this seriously. I got rid of it in 3 days, and you can too.
4 years ago, the conventional wisdom was that Vice President Pence won the debate against Senator Kaine. How would you score Vice President Pence as a debater, and what can Senator Harris take from the debate 4 years ago?
Well, I think he has a real advantage coming into the debate. Let's be really honest about it. A former talk show host who's been in office for 4 years. I've worked with him. I know that he is well-spoken, and he is going to try to defend the Trump administration and what's happened over the last 4 years. So I would give him the advantage going in. But I also know Kamala Harris, and I've served with her in the Senate and on the Senate Judiciary Committee. I watched her during the course of the presidential campaign when she was a candidate, and I have confidence that with her background as an attorney general and a prosecutor, she's going to hold her own and do very well tonight. But it is going to be a formidable challenge.
Running mates typically play the role of attack dog in the campaign trail. Senator Harris is a prosecutor by trade. To what extent at this point, though, does she go after an ailing president recovering from a very serious condition?
Well, the president is back in full form at the moment with all the tweets and all the activities and all the campaigning. And as I said, we all wish he has a complete and speedy recovery, First Lady as well. But having said that, Michael Pence, as vice president and as head of the coronavirus task force of the president, will have to be held accountable for the reality of this pandemic. Consider this, Craig. The United States has 4.5% of the world's population. We have 20% of the COVID-19 deaths in the world. We're one of the 4 worst nations in the world. So I'm sure that Vice President Pence is going to be challenged on his performance in that position.
Based on the president's tweets, pandemic relief negotiations are off and then on to some degree. Where do things stand right now, and what's really going on behind the scenes?
Well, I can tell you what's going on. The president and Senator McConnell, the Republican Senate leader, have decided to drop all efforts to come up with a COVID relief bill and focus, as the president said, exclusively on filling this vacancy in the Supreme Court. Why the hurry, you might ask? Well, they want to do it before November 10th because on November 10th, the Supreme Court is going to hear oral arguments on the future of the Affordable Care Act. That's the law that protects more than 23 million Americans with health insurance and millions more when it comes to health insurance that doesn't allow discrimination based on pre-existing conditions. They want Amy Coney Barrett on the Supreme Court to vote against the Affordable Care Act, to repeal it. And in order for her to do that, she has to be on the court by November 10th.
Senator Durbin, thank you for your time.
Thanks, Greg.